I have been meaning to make this video for a very long time and talk to you about how Maggie's harness has worked out, and also I have gotten so many questions about where her harness is from, so I'm going to put that information down in the description below. Make sure to check out different sizes because it's not one size fits all and it is based on different measurements, and so we have the correct size for Maggie, which is a small, but Maggie is 65 pounds. She's around 4'6", so make sure that you get the right size for the person that you're buying it for. And also, Maggie's harness is intended for a school bus. So it is not certified or made for driving in a car. We use it in our car, even though it's not intended for our car. We use it as a restraint to keep her safe because she climbs out of everything else. Her seatbelt is still her actual car restraint that keeps her safe, and we use that with a little lock that we got off Amazon. By itself, she can get out of her seatbelts. So again, we use her Bessie harness, that's a school bus harness, to keep her in her seat. Then we use her seat belt, which is actually what keeps her safe. And then also, as you've seen, we use her harness with the belt system that I use. We use the belts with 2 leads on it so that she can have more freedom when we're walking around, and it definitely gives her a sense of security. And I'm also going to put the link for that down below. The harness for us has been life-changing, as in I'm ready to get rid of our triple stroller now because she doesn't need to be in a stroller anymore, which is amazing because it gets her out, it gets her energy out, it gives her more freedom. The harness for Maggie definitely acts as a sort of compression vest too. Like, she will ask to put it on if she wants to wear it when we're in doctor's offices. Sometimes she wants to wear it when she's at therapy, just when she needs that like squeeze, like a hug. She asks to put the vest on because it squeezes her across the back right here, and it just gives her that like hugging pressure through her middle. That is one thing that is amazing about it. She feels she is definitely calmer a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time when she's in it. It doesn't prevent her getting upset in it entirely. She can definitely still get worked up about things, but it's been an amazing help, and it's been a game changer in terms of, like, before this I could not take her shopping unless she was sitting in the cart, and if places didn't have like a special adaptive cart like the Caroline cart, then I would have to lift her 65-pound body that's only a foot shorter than me, less than a foot shorter than me, into the cart, which is almost physically impossible. It was really hard to get her in, really hard to get her out, and then the whole time she would be getting into stuff. Now that she's walking, she is obviously super proud of herself when she's walking next to me, and it's amazing. It's so amazing what we've been able to do. I'm really proud of her, and I'm really happy with the harness. The second thing though that I want to cover is people's reactions, because the harness is different than what most people have seen. It definitely gets a lot of reactions. I would say that 30% of people that come across us see it and like realize that Maggie is not neurotypical. And a lot of people are happy to see her. They're happy to see her out in public. They smile at us. People are obviously trying to be encouraging and kind and nice, and that's awesome. I mean, Maggie is usually a cheerful little girl when we're out in public, and that sort of interaction is great. So that definitely happens when we have the harness. And just to be clear, for anyone who's new here, if Maggie wasn't on the harness, I would have to have her arm in a death grip the entire time, because anytime I'm not holding on to her, she's running. She's running towards streets, towards rivers, towards lakes. 100% of the time, not 99%, 100% of the time she is eloping, always. It has been worked on with therapists for years. Since she was 3, 100% of the time she is eloping. It is like laughing, giggling, running, eloping. It is a sensory thing. It is a lot of things, but we're constantly working on it. It is just part of life, and this is why she has her harness. It keeps her safe. It keeps her from being a statistic or a story on the news. And then there's a lot of people, probably a lot of people who just pretend they can't see us, which is also fine. That's totally fine. I get that when people don't want to seem like they're staring. Yeah, people don't want to seem like they're staring. That is totally fine. And then there is like that 10% of people who see us, who obviously think that the harness is some form of child abuse, and who want to let me feel their rage. They are like so angry that they are like smoldering anger, glaring, about to say something to me, but then they see the GoPro in my hand that is in my hand 99% of the time. And when I have the harness, always. because of this. Because I've realized that the GoPro, people have been about to say something, about to like start a fight with me while I'm wearing Maggie. Then they see the GoPro and they're like, oh, no, I don't want to be that person on the news. Like, right, Karen, you don't. Because I've had several people come towards me with like, looking at Maggie, shaking their heads, absolutely glowering, and then they see my camera and they stop. I mean, not everyone is outraged. Some people just give you looks like, oh, you're an awful parent. What, you're just keeping your kid on a leash? Like, they just see the leash, they assume I'm keeping my 9-year-old on a leash, and they seem to like, I think it's not registering that maybe she's not neurotypical. Like, they think I just have my 9-year-old on a leash because I'm such a lazy parent that I am just leashing my 9-year-old, because this is what parenting is now in 2019. There are different reactions. Someday somebody's gonna say something to me and I may just explode with so many words because it's bottled up from, I don't know. But I would say the majority of people either get it or get it enough to ignore us. I think it's probably only about 10% have the like shaking their heads and glaring, obvious distaste. And for me, that is well worth the trade-off for Maggie to be safe, for her to be happy, for her to have more freedom, which I know people don't see it and see her and think that this is freedom for her, but this is absolutely freedom for her. And to me, that is the most important thing. And if someone has a problem with that, they can have a problem with that, and they can be outraged in their own little head. And I'll keep walking with my GoPro. My pouch has a perfect little pocket that I can put it in, and as soon as I see someone with that look in their face, I can just slide it on out. That is it for today. If you like this video, we'd love it if you'd give it a thumbs up, and if you're interested in all things autism, we'd love it if you'd hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.